Promotional's channel. Make sure to like and comment as well, and we also have a link to the Discord in the description. Thank you so much for playing my video.
So I recently decided that something I thought could be a coincidence likely isn't a coincidence. After making some observations about all the promotional material we've seen for Halo Infinite so far, I started to notice a pattern. And I mean, if you read the title, you probably have a good idea of what I'm talking about. I think there's a very high possibility that we're going to see the removal of red versus blue team-based multiplayer in Halo Infinite. And to tackle this subject, I thought it best to bring a second perspective to sort of spitball this with me. So I decided to do a little bit of segment here where we talk to my boy Danny GG.
What's going on, gamers? Thanks for having me on the channel, Jerson. I appreciate it, brother.
Not a problem, man. I figured it'd be cool to talk to you about something that I feel like I've noticed a pattern with Halo Infinite. I mean, it's in the title. We talked about it in the title. We talked about it a little bit before this, but I honestly just feel like Halo Infinite is not going to feature the typical red versus blue for Spartans, meaning I don't think that your Spartan is going to be red or blue. I think they're going to look like however you customize them to look. What do you think about that?
I would agree with your prediction, especially with everything we've seen with the armor coatings, even though it's only been a little bit, but the heavy emphasis they have on pricing these items. You know, what other mode are you going to use it for? There's most likely not going to be a battle royale. Your main meat and potatoes is the team-based multiplayer, whether it's Big Team Battle 2.0. But like you said, I think why have these armor coatings if you're just going to be a red guy or a blue guy?
Yeah, definitely. Well, people want to look the color that they pick, you know? Like, I don't want to... It actually has always kind of annoyed me a little bit that I don't get to look how I want. And not to mention, people aren't, if people want to buy all these cool colors that are for sale, they're not going to buy them if they're not using them, like, most of the time, you know?
I agree. And going back to the armor coating thing, like, when that was kind of at the height of controversy, I guess, everyone on Twitter was like, oh, $5 for purple. Oh, I won't get to use my primary, secondary colors that I've used since Halo 2, blah, blah, blah. But my counterpoint to that was, well, how often do you even see your own guy in your primary and secondary colors? Maybe in custom games, free-for-all, firefight, but like 90% of the time, you're red or blue.
Yeah.
So, I'm interested to see what they say to that now.
Because it's an interesting trade-off, isn't it? Like, getting to... Not getting as robust of customization, or maybe we are getting just as robust of customization. We don't really know super well yet, but maybe that's what the trade-off is that we get these really crazy different... I mean, we've seen like different levels of detail, different levels of scratches, completely aesthetically different looking material print on the cosmetics and whatnot. So There's really a lot they can do with it.
Yeah, I would argue the route it seems that they're going with the Halo Reach style customization they've hinted at and the armor coatings, I'd argue it's more customization than we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I agree.
At the cost of maybe losing some of the classic Halo identity, red versus blue, because that has been a staple since Halo 1, and obviously the TV show and all of that. But I was thinking a few other games that, are team versus team style that have been successful with a personalized customization. Like Destiny is the first one to come to mind. You have your Guardian, all your little armor bips and bops and pieces, and your shaders or coatings, whatever they're called. And when you're fighting an enemy, in PvP, there's just a little red shading over that person, like to indicate
that they're an enemy. Yeah, and I like the way the Gears of War does it too, where like if you're a member of the Horde or the Swarm, I think is what it's called now, your character model is highlighted red for the enemy, and if you're looking at the enemy, they're highlighted blue because the cogs are blue. That's their whole color scheme.
So I think maybe even doing something like that, just highlighting their outline a particular color, is really effective. And all we need to know is, I need to shoot that guy. Do we need them to be red? Do we need them to be blue? Do we really actually need red versus blue in the game? Or is it just kind of an antiquated thing? You know?
Yeah, I don't want to get any flack for this, but I think it's an antiquated thing. And like I said, it's been tied to the identity of Halo, red versus blue. But I think it's fine moving on. Like you said, Gears of War is a great example. The outline, it's plenty clear, and you can still have, a team identity. We're a red team. At the beginning of the game, it can say, this is red team, this is blue team, but you're all still your individual guys that you worked to get the armor pieces and coatings and all that.
Well, I can even think about it like from an esports perspective too. Like I'm imagining all like the esports pros having their own tailored look instead of being forced to look like red or blue or anything like that. They come into the battlefield with their flaunted appearance and whatnot. It could be really cool.
Yeah, and they have their own identity. Like, like Shyway, he has like the spiky shoulder pieces, and he has like a really cool black and red color scheme or something, rather than just like, he's on the red team. Like,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, honestly, I think when you think about it initially, the knee-jerk response is to go, no, don't get rid of red versus blue. It's classic. But it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for Halo. I mean, one of the main things that people don't think about enough, and we as content creators tend to have to remind people pretty often, is that Halo is a video game made by a company that's intention is to make money. And unfortunately, that means that they have to incentivize players to want to personalize their characters, because that's the best way to make money. And I'm okay with being incentivized to make a purchase if it means I can look more like how I want to look all the time. That's absolutely a perfectly fine throwaway for me, or a what's the term I'm looking for here? Like a trade-off. It's a perfectly fine trade-off.
I would agree for sure, and it would almost be counterintuitive to sell armor coatings and armor pieces, whether they're unlockable or whatever, and only have them be usable in like FFA or I don't know, in Firefight or something. Like, it would definitely seem like a waste. And that, I remember like with Halo 5 Warzone Firefight, when they announced that, a big draw to that was play as your own Spartan, your own colors. And it was, I don't know if you remember that, because in Warzone, it was red versus blue. But Firefight, there's 8 Spartans on the team. You're all your own individual guys. And it was kind of cool. It was like, oh, we're a team of Spartans, like fighting off these dudes.
Yeah, that was neat.
So.
And clearly people are into that. I just think it's a conversation that has to be had, and it'll be kind of ripping off a Band-Aid. I won't be surprised if this well, and the thing that I want to point out here, just to the people watching right now, is not a single screenshot of any cosmetic we have seen from Infinite yet. Not a single shot has been red versus blue in any way. There's never been a full red character. There's never been a full blue character. There's never been both in any way, shape, or form. As far as I'm aware, unless I've somehow magically missed something, I don't believe we've seen a single Spartan that's red or blue. And I think that's deliberate. I think it's to avoid those colors so people understand that, or at least take the hint, or not even take the hint. It's just so that we're kind of aware that that's not really a thing anymore. It's kind of dated at this point.
I think you're right. I can't think of any promotional material that has had red or blue guy.
Yeah, as far as I can't think of any.
But if you're familiar with Rocket League at all, have you played much of that? So the customization in that, there's blue and orange team, kind of like similar, red versus blue style, but you can customize within your shade, which is really interesting. And I don't see them doing this in Halo Infinite. I think they're going the route that, like you predicted, just full on individualization, customization. But Rocket League, they kind of did a half measure. Is okay, we're still maintaining it, and you can pick your colors within these parameters. And it even gets a little crazy. I think like even blue, if you're on blue, you can be like different shades of green or something, but still that wouldn't work with the coding.
No, but honestly, I think that's pretty much all we wanted to cover. We just wanted to have a little quick conversation about codings and how, maybe they're not exactly as necessary as you might think. The more I think about them, the less necessary that I think that they are. Do you have any departing thoughts or anything like that, Danny?
No, I think we pretty much nailed it. Pretty epic.
Sweeterino. Thanks for coming on, Danny. And maybe
Appreciate
we'll
it,
do something
bro.
again like this in the future. Maybe we'll try something out like this again in the future.
Sounds
All right,
good.
dude.
It was
Awesome.
very epic. And you, viewer, before you click away on this video, make sure to subscribe to Jarasunder right here in the bottom right of your screen. Gotta get him to 69K.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, definitely subscribe to Danny. He's a boss bitch on YouTube. He does actually
I don't
really
know
good
about
content.
that.
I'll drop a link in the description, guys. Seriously, check him out. He's great. He does really good content. So that's it. All right. I think we're good to
Appreciate it, brother.
go. Yeah,
Peace.
Peace.
Hey guys, Future Jara here, just chiming in. I just wanted to leave a quick little thought at the end here. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are regarding the whole removal of red versus blue thing. What do you guys think? Do you think it's something that's maybe a little bit more antiquated? Do you think it's something that needs to stay? I'm going to go ahead and put a poll on the community tab when this video goes live. If you'd like to vote in that, go right ahead. But that pretty much covers it. Thank you guys for watching. Sub, follow. Mario told you what to do. You better follow his orders.